Hey. I'm just playing. I was gonna do my over the top PewDiePie, Markiplier, all that crazy shit they do all the damn time. They make a lot of money for being good actors. I wonder if they can really act or they play that one character very well. Well, who knows? The one thing that sucks about their job is that it's very fatty. So, like YouTube it's very fatty. So they might be very popular for maybe 3 to 4 years, and they're out. It dies. The sad thing about YouTube, from a guy with like 5 subscribers, right? What the fuck am I talking about? So this is Shannon. I got my White Russian in my apartment, chilling. And I decided my next movie I want to review was Mission Impossible. I don't know. I'm gonna put the movie in the. What was the movie called? Mission Impossible. Rogue One was the last one. Mission Impossible. Syndicate? It's something like that. I think like Syndicate. I don't know. Before I put the top description down, I'll figure out what it is. And more or less, it's Mission Impossible. If you like the series for what it is right now, you will like this movie. And if you don't go watch it. It's very, very cut and paste. Yeah, I mean, it's an action movie. They're gonna win. Someone might die, but it's gonna be glossed over. Mission Impossible for me, the best thing is when they do those Deus Machinas, where they do all this like undercover mask shit, where they all that kind of reveal. You don't know who is who and what's what, and then it kind of like blows your mind like, oh shit, they planned all this out. That's super interesting. Like in the movie there was him in a motorcycle chase when he's running around and he's like goes through a random sewer. Turns out it was all planned. Like, all this interesting stuff. It's really cool. When they do stuff like that, it's very interesting. At the end of the movie, when it's just Tom Cruise like doing dumb shit, like I gotta get on this helicopter, I gotta find a way, and it's like it's not clever. It's just like really, it's almost like Expendables over the top action movie. It's kind of, for me as a viewer, I was kind of like bored. I'm kind of going off topic, so let's just start where the movie is. The movie's about Tom Cruise, and once again he's called back to work. Oh, spoiler! No fucking spoilers for this shit. He's called back to work, and they need him to do some shit, whatever. And there's these nukes, and he fucks up and saves his friend instead of getting these nukes. Well, so basically he's in a position, let's say their job is to take these nukes off the market, and they rendezvous with these people, and there was a big shootout. And so his friend falls on the ground, and while he's on the ground, he can either pick him up or the nuke case, which is full of I think 3 nukes, or I know they're uranium. And he could go pick up the uranium, but he picks up his friend, and the bad guys takes the uranium. Whatever. And so he fucks up. He fucks up in his basically the place, the what's it called, M16 or ISIS, it's something like that. M10, I think it's M10 or something like that. His department. That's all that is important. His department thinks that he's not capable of doing this anymore. And so, to get the uranium, they get this other guy to come with them, who's supposed to be this badass assassin. It's Superman. I forget his name. I think it's like Henry Cavill. It doesn't matter. Like, if this was a serious movie, I'd give serious thought to it. But it's a popcorn action movie for the summer. Half the movie is just Tom Cruise running. He produces. He just wants to run. Half the movie is him just running. Like, seriously. There's literally scenes where he just runs across the screen. It's like, and it's like, oh, he's just running. And they show another angle. It's just him running. Another angle, him just like we get the point. Just like take a cut and show where he ran to. We don't need to see him run. Like there was nothing happening. He's just running. Whatever. Yeah. And so the movie goes on. Basically, from the last movie, they are infiltrated by this other entity. It doesn't even matter what they are. They're always infiltrated. The bad guys always infiltrate the top security places somehow. Who knows? So he can't trust anybody but himself and his team. So only they can go get the nukes, and then just stuff happens. Um, don't get me wrong. This is not a bad movie by no means. It's a decent action movie, and I think it's very interesting that there's a lot of movies giving this movie very good high praise. And I don't say they're wrong because this is all subject to opinion, but in my view, I did not think the movie was that good at all. I think the movie was like a solid 7 or a little bit, a 7.5. If you really want to push it, like an 8 out of 10. There's no 9, there's no 10. It's a very predictable action movie. The first 2/3 of the movie were the best parts of it, by far. If the movie stayed like it was in the first 2/3, where there's actually some interesting plots going on, the fight scenes are very interesting, plots are being developed. All this stuff happens in the first 2/3 of the movie, and it's very entertaining. It's very gripping. It's when you just know the villain is the villain. He gets out, and you're like, oh. Like by the time the guy breaks out, the villain, it's a bore fest throughout the rest of the movie. At least for me, I didn't feel like the climax was that climactic. Like they could have done a lot more with that. Oh yeah, I just didn't care. It was already silly. Um, so if you want me to give you a breakdown of the thirds, the first 2/3 of the movie, I give it a solid 8. Period. It was very entertaining. I was enjoying it. The last third of the movie, the climax, I was almost falling asleep because nothing was happening. It was just some explosion, boom, boom, boom. Tom Cruise does some impossible shit. And it's like really like y'all did so well in the first 2/3 of the movie. The action scenes were really captivating. It was really, I mean, I don't know. I was watching the movie with somebody, and they had a big problem. They said that they didn't like the idea that the only Asian in the movie was there for a kung fu fight, which I don't agree necessarily because a lot of agents do know martial arts on some capacity. But I get where they're coming from. I think Asian Americans are definitely underrepresented in Hollywood. Definitely, 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 definitely. Um, talk about white people. I mean, talk about black people don't get exposed. There's no Asians in Hollywood. Name me a few Asian stars right now. I got nobody. Like A-list stars, like bam. You got your Tom Cruise. You have your Leonardo DiCaprio. You have your Denzel Washingtons. Where's your Asian? Jackie Chan. Like there's nobody that gets. And I think it's not that there aren't any good ones. I think they just don't get propelled to that area, which is very sad. I'm trying to think what else is there. But no, generally I just said the movie is very boring and dull. It was good first, and then it just kind of fell off on the end. And would I recommend people to go watch this? No. I would tell people to wait till the movie comes on Netflix or VH1, Redbox. Watch it, have a beer, have a good time. But the movie is nothing special enough to go watch in theaters. It's no Skyfall. The last thing I'll say about this movie that the villain was extra weak, like extra weak. He was very blasé. He was just this hermit with a big beard. It was just boring. Like he had no presence at all. He was poorly casted. The script was poor for him. Like I never felt no evil present by the villain. He was this weird old guy. Like it really wasn't nothing spectacular. And I think that's what really hurt the movie is that once he became free, he was the big threat. You didn't feel anything toward him, and that's when we fall apart. Like I said, it's not a horrible movie, but is it like Skyfall level of greatness for an action movie? No, don't get fooled. It's not that. So that's basically it. My name is Shannon. Back at another review. Mission Impossible. Blah blah blah. Fuck it, doesn't even matter at this point. But yeah, peace.